Me in My House Productions presents, I said presents, thank you, presents How to Whittle Good. Really? I guess that is a little presumptuous. How I whittle. There we go. If you want a dull knife, you'll want something super sharp, like this. And this has actually turned out to be very effective for just general, ow. Welcome to sweltering hot summer. Yes. So today we're going to be talking about whittling. Now, whittling is where you take a piece of wood, that's a tree, and you turn it into something cool, like this. Hey, that looks like a pair of legs or something. Whoa. Now, basically, all you do is you take your knife, take out the blade, and you attack the wood with the knife. Pretty simple in concept. There are some things to remember. Get advice from someone who actually knows what they're doing. I only know what I'm doing in so much as I don't get hurt while I'm doing it. If you're planning on whittling a lot, you should probably ask for help from someone in person. They'll be able to give you a lot more advice than like some head who's mainly making comedy. So, that being said, rule number 1, always use a knife like this. Don't cut like this. There's only a couple of situations where you can cut like this, and if you do, you'll want to switch everything around and cut that way. Do not cut with the knife towards your hand, towards your face, towards anything in the thiswardly direction. Always have the blade pointed this way. Okay, second thing to remember, always close your knives after you're done. I think most people can remember that. Third thing, make sure to get the right knife. Now there are several different kinds of knives you can use. You can use something like this, which is very small, easy to flip out, and decent. But you could do better. You see, the serrated part along here, that can cause problems when whittling. A lot of problems. So you don't want to use something like this. Instead, what you want to use is something like this. Something small, simple. This is a very dull knife, so you don't actually want to use this knife specifically, but you do want to use something very small and easy to hold, and especially something with a short blade, because that lets you get very, very effective like cuts, and it helps if the blade is thick like this, so that it doesn't like, you know, bend around, because there's a lot of just this, a lot of just that, and if you're pushing down too far, and the blade is super thin, I don't really have a thin blade, but if you have a super thin blade, it'll bend, and you don't want that. So then, if you don't want a dull knife, you'll want something super sharp, like this. And this has actually turned out to be very effective. It's how I got the legs on this guy, as you can see. But this is not very effective for just general, This is not very effective for just general cutting, because, as you can see, it's a tiny little blade, and so you have to just be you're not going to be very effective with this. So instead, you'll want to use something much larger. Either this is it's about as tall as my pointer finger, and it's pretty sharp, and it's not serrated, so this works. Another good knife that I like using is this one. The only problem with this one is the back is very heavy, so it gets a little bit off in my hand. But it has this beautiful design right here with a curve, and this right here, well, it catches it. It doesn't catch it that much, but the fan turned on. Sorry, there's going to be a background sound. So it catches, you know what I mean, like it catches the thing so that the knife is less likely to go sliding off this direction. It instead zips it and holds it. Something like that. Anyway, the other knife, this is one you do not want to use, is a flip knife. It's a spring-loaded flip knife, so no, not illegal. Technically, this is not illegal in most places, but it looks cool. You may want to try using the fan knife. Now, the fan knife doesn't work very well. It is not time for my greatness. Lastly, you may want to try using one of these little tiny things that, these things. Don't use this for whittling. You will break a lot of stuff, perhaps. You may break the spring, because you can see there's a little tiny spring there. I don't know if you can see it, yeah, there's a little spring. And just don't use this for whittling. It's not, just don't do that. You could also use one of these. It is my time. Or you can use a fan knife. Now, I would recommend not using a fan knife, because as you can see, doesn't work as a knife. But yeah, then you could eventually make something as beautiful as this guy. So start whittling and have fun. I don't know what to do with him. Yeah. After showing this to my mom, she said that there was no whittling in it. Well, you prove her wrong. A little tiny bit of whittling. Bye.